Did you know that every 3 seconds somebody suffers an osteoporotic fracture? And if you break a hip, there's a 1 in 3 chance you won't survive the year. Yet most people don't realize they're at risk until it's too late. Osteoporosis silently weakens bones until even a minor fall can be quite devastating. So if you're a woman over 40, or indeed if you have a family history of osteoporosis, or you've been recently diagnosed with it, or with osteopenia, you need to watch this. Osteoporosis can be quite scary, but it doesn't need to be. I was diagnosed with osteopenia when I was in my late 30s, but unfortunately, I didn't take it seriously enough. Life was busy. I was working full time. I had a young child to take care of, and I'm sure you know just how frantic life can be. And if I'm honest, it didn't seem like the most urgent thing that was on my plate at the time. But I really wish I hadn't ignored it, because I now have full-blown osteoporosis. And let me tell you, the moment I was given my scan results, I was shocked. I felt like my world had fallen apart. I was literally terrified of moving in case I fell and fractured my hip or my wrist or something else. The thing is that overnight, I'd gone from a strong, independent, pretty fearless woman to feeling frail and totally lacking in confidence. So believe me when I say I really understand the fear, the frustration, and the uncertainty that comes with a diagnosis like this. My name's Sarah Clough, and I'm a certified Pilates teacher and a movement coach. And thankfully, I found a way to turn this around. And that's what I'm going to share with you right now. Some of the latest research and the evidence that shows why it works. And I hope it'll completely change how you think about your body and help to remove any fear or uncertainty or confusion you may have, or worries about what might be in store for you. So shall we dive in? Now, far too many people think that strengthening their bones is just about upping their calcium intake, taking a few supplements and hoping for the best. And I'm sure you've heard that too, right? But the key to strengthening our bones is activating our bone building at the cellular level. And even more importantly, by building bone in this way, there is a positive and cumulative knock-on effect with every other system in the body. What this means is that we don't have to accept that there'll be an inevitable decline in our health and strength and resilience as we get older. In fact, quite the reverse. So how do you fancy living your next decades feeling better than ever? Well, this approach is so revolutionary because working at the cellular level means that not only are you improving the health of your bones, you're also impacting every aspect of your life so that you can feel joyfully independent and empowered. And how good do you think that would feel? What I'm talking about is something called epigenetic optimization. Now, this is a science-backed approach to health that activates your body's natural ability to strengthen and protect your bones, as well as all the other areas of your body. And it does it through the lens of how your body ages. So epigenetics is basically the study of how our lifestyle, our habits, and environment influence the way our genes are expressed. And what this means is that we can turn up good genes and dial down the more harmful ones. So let me explain. Imagine the DNA in your cells is a piano and your genes are the keys. Now, just like each key produces a different note, each gene has a different biological function. Now think of the pianist as the epigenetic mechanism that decides which keys to play and which not to. So just like the sound you hear depends on what the pianist plays, epigenetic influences which genes to switch on and which not to, which of course influences the quality of your health. The thing is, our bones are constantly remodeling and regenerating, but only if they're given the right epigenetic signals and inputs. So what this means is that by optimizing our epigenetic expression, we can take control of our health outcomes and stop worrying about what might happen in the future, scared of losing our confidence or losing our independence and feeling limited in what we can do. And I don't know about you, but I want to be living my life to the fullest up to my dying day. And crucially, the epigenetic inputs that impact us at the cellular level are just small adjustments we can make on a daily basis that will over time compound to produce amazing results. And I know you're probably thinking, if this works, why haven't I heard about it before? Maybe you're thinking that osteoporosis is just an inevitable part of aging. Well, the truth is that epigenetics is actually still relatively new in our mainstream health conversations. And while scientists have been studying it for decades, it does challenge many outdated beliefs about how our bodies age and about diseases that we often associate with getting older. Things like osteoporosis, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, arthritis, dementia, and so on. So you see, your body isn't made up of separate, isolated parts. It's a deeply interconnected system where everything is interdependent. When one system is out of balance, it can create this sort of ripple effect which leads to issues in other areas of the body. And this is why small intentional changes can have such a powerful impact on our overall health, and why treating symptoms as isolated issues just doesn't work. Now, let's just take a look at the first insight I want to share with you, which is that your bones are alive. And more than that, you can actually influence them. So yes, your bones are living tissue, and they're actually in a constant two-way communication with your brain. They respond to how we exercise, our posture and our alignment, and the alignment of our spine and our joints. They respond to how we nourish our bodies, both physically and mentally, and the epigenetic signals which come from our daily habits. Now, our bones are regenerating all the time in response to both external and internal stimuli. And this is important because if we don't stimulate them correctly, they will weaken over time. In fact, more than that, what happens is that your body has to steal resources from other areas to survive, which causes more problems to arise. Now, the second thing I want to share with you is that your posture and alignment control far more than you probably think. The way you stand and move and hold yourself directly impacts how your bones bear weight and build strength. And it's a bit like the foundations to a building. If you have solid foundations, then you know that everything above the ground is going to be strong and stable. But if you haven't, the walls may crack and the building may actually collapse. Now, in the case of our bodies, correct posture is the base upon which our health and physical function rest. So if our posture is off, it throws everything out of alignment, triggering imbalances that amplify over time throughout the body. And this is really vital to understand because poor alignment not only increases stiffness and aches and lower back pain and so on, but it also increases our risk of falls, and it can even cause spontaneous fractures to happen. So when we understand correct posture and optimal movement patterns, we create the best conditions for building bone and strengthening our entire musculoskeletal system. So good posture allows our joints and bones to align properly, which means our muscles, they don't have to work as hard. And this means we have far more energy throughout the day. And who doesn't want that, eh? But it goes deeper, way deeper, because good posture creates more space for our organs. So our gut isn't compressed and our digestion improves. In fact, I've had so many clients say that their IBS has improved or they're no longer suffering with it. But also, our lungs have more space, so our breathing improves. Fundamentally, if our posture deteriorates, so does our energy and our overall health. It really is as simple as that. Now, the third thing I want to share with you is that we have the power to improve the health of our bones by improving the health of our cells. Now, my guess is you're probably asking how, am I right? Well, it's about developing a simple system for living. Your lifestyle choices, your sleep patterns, how you move your body and nourish yourself, and how you balance your nervous system. Because all these things actually reprogram your health right at this cellular level. So by giving your cells the right inputs, you reduce your biological age, which means you're slowing down the aging process of your cells. And that means you're slowing down the rate at which your body ages. And the rate at which your body ages correlates with your risks of age-related diseases like osteoporosis, heart disease, arthritis, type 2 diabetes, and even dementia. Now, once you understand this, it's incredibly empowering, because if our genes are influenced by our lifestyle choices, our daily actions, it means that our genes are not our destiny. So even if osteoporosis, or in fact any of the conditions I just mentioned, even if they run in your family, you can actively shape how your body responds to them. Now, I know you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually go about it? How do I put it into practice? Where do I begin? And I hear you. And the first thing most of us would typically do when we have a problem is head to the doctors, yeah? But here's the problem with that. Our traditional healthcare service is set up to treat each system in our body separately. So we see a nutritionist for digestive issues, a psychologist for mental health issues, a musculoskeletal specialist for back issues, or a cardiovascular consultant for heart issues, and so on. But as I've explained, each system in our body doesn't work in isolation. They work as a team. So think of your body and your mind like a finely tuned orchestra. And imagine if the violins were out of tune. It would ruin the sound of the whole orchestra. And that's how your body works too. So we have to tune all the systems in the body by optimizing our epigenetic expression. And that's great. But one of the reasons most people don't do it is that they don't know where to begin. They don't know where to start. But what if there was a clear step-by-step pathway designed specifically for women who wanted to build strength, improve their bone health, and move with confidence for life? And what if getting stronger, more mobile, and pain-free wasn't about punishing workouts or restrictive rules, but a simple, science-backed system designed for women on the go? Would that sound good to you? And what if that system was really enjoyable and could transform the rest of your life? I bet that sounds even better, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly what I'm offering you right now. A chance to book a consultation call with me so we can work out a plan that's tailored just for you. A way forward that removes all of the guesswork, the confusion and the overwhelm, but offers you a simple solution to feeling at your best and able to enjoy each and every single day. And one of the things that makes this call so special is that for most women, it's actually the first time someone has truly listened to them, not just to their symptoms, but looked at the whole picture. So this is your opportunity to take control of your body, your health, and your future. And I'd love to support you and guide you on this journey. Now, this call will give you the answers you need so you know exactly where to start and what to do to feel confident and empowered. The thing is that I've not just worked with hundreds of women and changed their lives, I've changed my own life too. I know firsthand that this works. At 62, although I have osteoporosis and scoliosis, I'm stronger, I'm fitter and healthier than I was in my 30s. And daily I get messages from women like Michelle who said, If I hadn't found you, I don't know where I would be now. And Joan, who's walking for miles and feeling full of energy and no longer having to have steroid injections. And Caroline, actually, who, if I'm honest, was really skeptical and decided to take the plunge anyway and said, I absolutely love this program. What I do is empower women to move smarter, not harder, rewiring their body's mechanics from the inside out to build strength, resilience, and lifelong vitality that goes way beyond quick fixes or surface level solutions. But I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to experience it for yourself, completely risk-free. And that's why I'm offering you this call for just $27. And if you're not completely happy with the outcome, I'm going to refund your money. However, I know that the only regret you will have is wishing that you had done it 6 months before. So booking your call is really simple. All you need to do is just click the link below and you can schedule it today. Now, because I want to give you my full support, I only have a few slots at a time open. It's important to me that you get the personalized attention and the care you need to see real change, because your success really matters to me. And if you want my continued support, I've got everything you need to help you feel great in your body once again. Simple yet powerful movement techniques, expert guidance, and my unwavering support so that you can feel stronger, protect your bones, and move with confidence and ease for life. So are you ready to get started? Now, I could stop right there, and if I did, and you'd had the opportunity to have someone look at you as a whole and give you a plan that will help you move forward, you'd probably think that $27 is a really worthwhile investment, hey? Well, I'm not stopping there, because you're also going to get a personalized 14-day step-by-step plan plus a customized package of instructional videos, all for just $27. And if you're still on the fence, now is the time to click the link below, because there is no risk either. As I said, I have a 100% money back guarantee, but the only way for you to know if this is right for you is to get started right now. All you have to do is literally click the link, enter your information, and you're on your way to feeling your strongest and most vibrant ever. So basically, you've got absolutely nothing to lose and so much to gain. And I can't wait to meet you.